So the video you just saw is where I bought these, which is my pair of Geta. Really traditional Japanese footwear. So I guess we'll just look at the parts kind of. So my feet are pretty big, so I was lucky that in that shop they had big sizes. And you get to pick your strap here, right? The Hanao, I believe is the name. So I just wanted a really simple one. And on the underside, it's got a bit of soft, I don't know, just a little soft texture there, and then a little, I don't know, cotton or something up here. They will measure your feet at like a good shop where they'll customize them. They will kind of have you try it on and make sure everything fits tight and snug. And then they loop it in there, loop it in there and there. And on the underside, they tie it off. So these two parts are just tightened up by this rope. And then on this one, which is that, it's covered by this little metal, I don't know, just an interesting little metal design. You can see there. I've already dinged it up a little bit, but that's going to happen basically. Oh, this one's okay. No dingage there. There's this. I don't know if all of them have this. It seems like some do, some don't, but that's just a little extra padding, so when you're walking, if that rubs on something, you're not going to split this open right away. So as you can see, I've worn these a bit. I walked around Iga City a little bit when I wore them, but not too much, and then in my neighborhood a little bit too. These are the teeth, by the way. That's what these are called, the ha, or the teeth. You can see they're wearing down a bit, but that's not a problem. Like, that's pretty normal for a new pair, that this wood is going to kind of flay out a bit and chip a bit, until after a while, then I think it starts to kind of almost compact a bit and stay hard, and then that won't be a problem. But you're going to notice it the most on a new pair, but that's not something to worry about too much. And it depends how much you drag your feet or something like that. You can see there's some little stones getting embedded in there and things like that, but that's okay. It's perfectly normal. Oh, there's a telephone number if you want to call. Go right ahead. So when you're wearing them, you're not going to have your foot perfectly on here. You're going to have it back a bit, and your heel will actually hang off the back just a bit there. And that's what's going to keep the balance, because as you can see, the teeth are not perfectly lined up. Like, they're not perfectly balanced. They're actually at the back. So if you were keeping your feet right to the front, you're going to step forward a lot and not have any balance. But if you keep your foot back, you know, your toes are not going to be right up into there. They're going to be back a bit like that. And then your heel will hang off the edge, and that's what's going to keep your balance as you walk. So some people will kind of drag their feet in them as a result of that, and that's fine. That's one way to wear it. You can see there's kind of a top coat of something, as the color is a little different under there. You can see where the paint kind of ended. Today, actually, I'm going to go to a fireworks festival, and I'm going to wear these, which is going to be the longest I've worn this pair. So I'll continue this video when I come back, and we can see just kind of what the difference is damage-wise. We can see how much they get worn out and things like that. So I will see you in a minute. It'll be many, many hours for me, but I'll see you in a minute. So this is the next morning, and after that great display of fireworks, which by the way, they go on for like 2 hours. It's quite the show. So this is the result of the Geta, and I just thought we'd take a look and see how they held up. I don't know, I was probably out for about 6 hours or something. Of that, maybe 3 hours were walking, 2.5 hours, something like that. We had to cut through a forest at one point, but mostly walking through either dirt or cement, stones, or things like that. Actually, quite a variety, come to think of it. So, here's the result. Like I was saying, it was going to get more compacted, right? And that's what happened here. It did wear down. I'm not sure how much, but you can see kind of how I step. I guess I was rolling heavy on that part, on the inside there, but this side's a little further down. And that might be the same on this one, I don't know. It really just depends how you personally step when you walk, and that's kind of different for each person. But they've held in pretty well, I would say. The edges are actually fairly clean, pretty tight, And of course, if I rub it, little bits of wood will come off, but it's not like fraying apart or breaking apart. There's no splitting, nothing like that. It's perfectly fine. The toes, there's a bit of damage there just from, scraping it on things and whatnot, but they're overall pretty fine. I didn't really dent this much anymore. The rubber took a little bit of a scrape. That's no big deal. The backs are absolutely clean, as well as these like inside edges here. As for the top, there's a little bit of scrapage there, and I guess maybe over here I scraped it there somehow. They held up really well, and they kind of got to the point now where it's not going to significantly go down as noticeably. As for the straps, they were perfectly comfortable after all that time. It didn't hurt. I didn't even notice it. I didn't feel any discomfort or anything like that. Of course, if you get a pair that maybe is made differently, it might feel a little differently, but general traditional style, they're really comfortable. I will say, if you're going to go walking in a mall or something like that, be careful, because when you get Geta, there's going to be a few different styles. So this really traditional style, it's just wood, that's it. But if you get some kind of more modern looks, they will have a square of rubber here and here, which it does help prevent it from wearing down as much, but also it prevents it from being slippery. So any tiled floors, inside a house, inside a mall, places like that, the wood on tile is really slippery, so it can be a little dangerous, so you have to be careful. Although I have seen people walking around like that, so maybe it's not too bad, but yeah, just be careful if you do. And it wasn't uncomfortable here, no blisters, nothing like that, so just fine. So if you have any questions, I guess, just leave them in a comment below, and I will do my best to answer them or help out. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye-bye.